Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Bling Bling Jam brand new YouTube station. And today we have with us Miss Pippity Pop, and we're excited that she's
Kia
doing Bling Bling Jam this year again by popular demand. But before we talk about Bling Bling Jam, a lot of times people think they know an artist, like you know her, you know her work, but you really don't know her, right? Personally, well, you might know her a little bit, but how she got started and stuff. And if you're brand new listening to us and don't know her at all, we want you to know her as well a little bit. And that way kind of gives you a little more background to who the people are and their stories. We all have one. And that's what the purpose of this interview is. And then we'll talk about Bling Bling Jim a little bit. So anyway, Pip is from New Zealand. I'll let her say where she's from in New Zealand and how long she's been doing balloons and how she fell into it. And whatever else you want to say, take it away, Pip. And thank you for being here. And just in
ora.
case you forget her name, she's wearing it.
Yes,
So there you go.
thank you, Michael.
Yeah, I love it.
Isn't it a gorgeous badge? It's
It
so
is.
good. The kids love it. Kia ora. My name's Pip. I jumped the gun before with my hellos. So I'm from New Zealand. We are not part of Australia. We're an island to the side of Australia,
Yeah.
home to 5 million people and 45 million sheep. So I'm right so we've got two islands. There's the North Island and the South Island. They went all out on the names there. And I live right at the bottom of the South Island.
Very cool. So tell us, Pip, how did you start in balloons? Like, how long ago and how did you fall into it, if you will, because we all fall into it, right? How did
Yeah,
it start with
yeah.
you, your balloon career?
Well, when I was about 8 years old, I saw my first balloon twister. And we have what we call AMP shows, agricultural and pastoral shows.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
you guys call them field days, that sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
And I was absolutely mesmerized. And I spent all my show money on buying the three designs, which were a poodle, a teddy bear, and a pregnant dog or a meatball dog, if you remember the old stuffing
Yes.
the uh, the balloon inside the clear to see
A
a
pregnant
little
dog.
ball rolling around in
Yep.
the tummy.
Yep.
Um,
Did
and
that.
so I bought all those three designs and I begged and begged and begged for some balloons, which he sold them to me. And I went home and I undid each design and built them back up and undid them. And it wasn't until years later. So I'm actually a trained technician for back in the days of the postal service. So I was in the
Oh,
communication side of things. So from there, I went into customer service, business sales type of roles, a lot of customer service roles. And then I was at the council, our local council, and I was president of the social club there. And one evening we
council
had,
your government? I'm sorry, what does that mean?
yeah,
Council.
yeah. So
Oh, okay.
local government,
Oh, okay.
sort of city, and I was in the
Yeah.
customer service,
Oh, wonderful.
all those sort of roles, looking after everything. I was also president of our social club, and we went with an evening called a night at the circus, and I thought it'd be fun to go as a clown actually. Um, I'm a
Right.
clown without the makeup, but I was all made up, and I did these designs, and it took off, and everybody had just such a good night, and and somebody asked me there if I could go to their birthday party. And I said I could only do three
Right.
designs. I said I'll go to the library. So we're looking at 19 years ago, probably, yeah, about 19 years ago. I thought I better go to the library because we didn't have Facebook, all those sort of things
Yeah.
then. And so I learned some more designs, and then from there it grew. Can you come here? And we'd love to have you here. And it took off, and I absolutely loved it. So I was just doing a little bit of work during the weekends, and then we had Grace, who turns 20 on Monday.
Oh, wow.
Um, and and she was quite sick. We had a lot of troubles with her,
Yeah.
and I had to give up full-time work, and that was when um, I went into more or less full-time twisting, and it was great because it meant that I could spend the week doing the hospital visits, and we did so many of those. And in the weekend, I was able to, it was funny, it was a sense of relief and it was escapism. It was,
Yeah.
my mind was completely focused on something else, that was so much fun and enjoyable. So, yeah, yeah, really a life-saving type role, really. It was fantastic. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I can that's awesome. Amazing. Actually.
I mean, most people would sort of think going and doing a party with 30 children is not, but it was actually de-stressed. I think it was because my mind was completely
Yeah.
focused on something else.
So let me ask
And
you this, because I know we have a similar story in a sense, and we're very close in age, like literally 6 days apart, which is funny. That was back then when I started the balloons too, and I'm assuming yours is the same case. It was in a book, like you were saying, it's before social media. And would you call it I used to call it the one balloon zoo. Is that what you're referring to with the
um, yeah, they were very, very basic. So they were the
right,
extended view of the sausages and that, and
the hot dog
um,
dog?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely. And
yeah.
then I got on to MBD2,
Oh
so that
yeah,
was a forum,
but Dale, I
and
love that, and he's great.
with Dale's, and even now, if you look it up, the MBD2
Yeah,
forum,
it's
there's
brilliant.
all that work, and that's where I met Patrick and Thelma Lovett,
Oh wow.
and I
Yeah,
mean they were amazing artists
yeah,
way back then. It was, the work that, so I was there when Patrick came up with the Rumple Twist and named it, when I saw my first ever distortion, and that was when Thelma made a bicycle seat, and she was doing things like twisting balloons underwater, and we had so many challenges.
yeah,
I mean, it really took from the very basic work I was doing to way up there. And then from there, I got more confident. And my
yeah,
first ever, and this is why I'm so excited, because Ken Stillman, my first ever purchased instructions were the Ken's Hitchhiker
yeah.
kit. And I've still
He
got
just
them.
spoke about that in his
Uh,
interview.
Yeah, yeah, and I still use that design
Yeah,
today.
of
With
course.
very little changes when I'm doing line work. I'll add pieces to it, but I mean that it was tremendous. In
Yeah,
fact, Ken's works just stood the test of time. A
yeah,
lot of my superhero figures are still based on his work. So, I mean, he's a
of
bit of a
course.
legend to me, definitely. Um,
150%. And he always
Actually,
comes
I
to big.
I might have to bring my instructions and get him to sign them for me. So yeah.
Of course. You should definitely do that. You'll love his interview too. It's pretty good. He talks about
Oh
all that
yeah,
stuff. That's brilliant.
he's an
Wow.
absolute star, really.
Right.
So
Now you dabble
yeah,
in
and I
magic.
just,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, no, I was just saying, and from there too, I sort of extended balloons and did some magic. So I'm a
Yeah.
member of our Otago Magic Circle, and
Oh,
mine
nice.
kids magic. Most of the birthday parties I do are for 5-year-olds. That's a big thing here. It's the start of the getting into the school
Yeah.
system, and so it's a big. We're getting more and more cultures down here. So first
Oh, neat.
birthday parties starting to come, and as well. So I absolutely love it. Because I think that kids are just gorgeous, and kids are still kids. I think that we can always say, oh, the kids of today, but I honestly don't find that. I have a lot of fun and I absolutely love it. And I think the moment that I feel that I don't enjoy it is the time to stop.
I agree with you. I agree. Well, I know you enjoy it and it shows, and that's great. I know we lost our dear friend Jeff this year. It was past year. It
Yeah,
was really horrible. You were really close to him, and as was I. It was a tough time in
yeah.
my life too. But do you mind sharing? I know we're gonna do some positiveness. And I'm looking forward to that. Our jam at Bling Bling Jam, of course. But he inspired you, I think, in a lot of ways, right?
Oh,
Because we always talked about you a lot about jamming and stuff, and he definitely liked you. There's no question.
yeah.
Um, and um, and he was brilliant to bounce things off. You talk about Ken
Oh,
Stillman, but he's sort of your Ken Stillman. I know he didn't live in your country, but he lived to the next very close. Well, I guess.
He was
You know.
he was our honorary Kiwi. So
Oh, that's what you called him. Oh, that's great.
yeah, yeah. So when we had
Yeah.
OzJam and that we'd have a Kiwi sort of hangout area, and
And Kiwis
Jeff
are from New
was
Zealand.
all
Some people don't know. I heard the first
yeah,
time I thought it was a swear.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
Kiwis to us. So if we're having the fruit, it's a kiwi fruit. But
yeah,
when you just say kiwi, it's either a person that lives or comes from New Zealand or the bird, the flightless bird. So yeah, so
right.
we had a kiwi room, um, and Jeff was always an honored guest there. And oh my gosh, he had such a dry wit, and he had his knowledge on balloon artists, balloon designs was second to none. And so whenever I would think I would come up with something, I would pass it through Jeff and say, have you seen anything like that before? And he'd say, look, I've seen something similar to so and so's work, but no, this is quite new. I think that you're safe in claiming it, that you've done it yourself. So, and he was such a wordsmith. So, um, there's some new work that I'd like to come out with shortly, and it's actually been named by Jeff. So that was
Oh,
before he
wow.
passed away. So and it was even like I actually didn't realize how often we spoke, we text or that,
Yeah, all the
and
time.
even afterwards I would be like ready to send. I was absolutely shocked because I was only speaking to him a few days before
Me too.
he
Yeah.
passed. And then afterwards it was just an automatic thing as forward to Jeff, forward to Jeff, forward to
Yeah.
Jeff. So yeah, yeah. I loved he had such
Uh,
a witty sense of humor and he just had a wonderful way at looking at things and looking at designs and he you could ask how would does this look right and get an honest opinion
yeah.
and he was yeah I have a lot of time and respect for Jeff, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, amazing stuff. Thank you for sharing that. And I know he was the type of person that uh he didn't care what the balloon artist was. He was like, I can learn from everybody. They all learn from me. He was just very so approachable, just wonderful, wonderful soul on so many levels.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. And he was definitely one to always give credit,
Yeah.
um and then sometimes, some jams I would be going, oh, I'll never forget it. I learned this from someone, 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 so I learned this particular technique and I don't know where I got it from, or I was inspired by this and that. And then after the Zoom was finished, we would be talking and he goes, I know where you learned that from. It was from me. And I went, oh my
Oh,
gosh.
that's
But
so funny.
he was the type of fella that didn't feel the need to jump in and say, this is where, you learned it from me, or this was
Right.
me. He was quite humble.
Yes.
And oh my gosh, the stories he could tell. He was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, there's no question. There's no question.
Yeah.
I know, and I don't want to get this other thing. This is about you, but like the day he passed was the day my mom went in the hospital, didn't come out, and she passed. I was trying to like digest it all, and we did a jam for him. The next month because I wanted to, and then this year at Bling Bling Jam and Pip, I'm so glad you're coming because of that too, because you're so much part of his life. We're gonna do an honorary jam on Sunday, with
Mm.
aliens and Halloween as the theme, is that's what he loved, right?
Yeah,
And
he did.
he
Yeah.
was his favorite part. And we're gonna do it in a great way. And of course, Katrina's involved. And I know Brendan wanted to be. I don't think he's coming. I'm not sure, but whoever wanted to be, and we're gonna have a good time in his memory, and we're gonna keep him alive
Yeah.
for sure. I know he meant a lot
Well,
to you.
I've designed in my class, I've designed a little bat in special, in
Oh,
honor of him, a little
oh,
wearable bat. So he's my bat's
that's
name's Jeff.
oh, that's awesome. I can't wait to see it. Very nice, very nice. It should be nice. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time.
Oh, it would be great. He would love it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Anything else you want to share about yourself and about your balloon career, or anything else that we might not know that adds to that, so that people can
Woo.
know you better?
They might not want to know me. A
No,
quiet twister I am not. Um,
right.
so along with teaching and doing parties and dabbling in a bit of decor. Um, for those that don't know, I used to be or was a balloon twister for a children's television program
Yeah, tell us about
that
that.
was created here in Dunedin, owned by an Australian, sold to a
Oh,
Canadian.
oh,
But it used
wow.
to, yeah, so it was 100% animals, 100% of the time called Zumu TV.
Yeah,
And it went out to 250 million children or people each week.
yeah,
It was really successful. So we started off with Ninja Gorilla just doing some certain, plain, sorry, not plain, just less complex, simple designs. And then we started getting into storytelling.
yeah,
And but one of the funniest things that we got was when there was a rating on Zoom. Oh, this is come in and
hello.
say hello. This is my daughter Grace, who always
Hey,
loves to come in and say hi.
say hi to everybody in the balloon world. This is gonna be on YouTube station, and they love your
You
mommy.
say you say kia ora. Kia ora. Yeah. Right.
Good to
See
see
ya.
you. She
Get
loves
away, get away.
it. She's
It's
fine.
all about me. It's all about me. So, but one of the things that came up with Sumo TV is that there was a poll done somewhere. There was a poll done
Yeah,
on the best balloon artists in the world, and I think I was ranked, I don't know, somewhere like in 20s or something, and
okay.
Ninja Gorilla got ranked sixth, and that
Wow.
was framed and put on our wall at work. It was amazing. So,
Wow. Now, how long
yeah.
did that show go on for? That's amazing. How long did that show go on
Yeah.
for? How long were you on it?
Well, the store had so many, it was bought out. So it was sort of round about when the plague hit us all. And then there's still a whole heap of content still there.
Yeah.
But it was such, do you know, it was the first time, and I was working long hours. It was an amazing environment to be in because you're with other creative types. And it was the first time where there
Oh, I
wasn't the
bet.
pressure for like, hurry up and get it done. They were very much you just you've got creative control and you just take your time as long as it takes, as long as you're happy. And it was an amazing
Wow.
group of people to work with. I was very, very lucky. And actually that really took my balloon twisting from there because it was just, can you start with 50 designs, and then by the end of the time, I mean, we did a cow that you could actually milk, and
Wow.
a whole underwater theme and that sort
Out
of
of
thing.
balloons?
And
No.
out of, yeah, no, out of balloons. I
Wow.
did a cow that you could milk,
Wow.
and we had her milking, and which
So
probably a bit
funny.
of TMI, but all
Yeah.
sorts of things. And I suppose if I'm really going to show off or whatever, that sort
Yeah.
of took me on to Blow Up.
Yes.
So
Yes, I could talk about that. Yes.
yeah, so
Yes. And you won that.
I'm not very good. I can tell you all about New Zealand. I can tell you all about other
Yeah. No,
balloon
this is
twisters.
about you. This is about you. So let's-
Yeah, I really hate talking. I love talking, but I hate
I
talking
know, Pip, but people want to know you, and this
about
that was a
yourself.
big deal.
So,
So tell us.
um, so
And we're
we
proud of
had
you for
blow.
that. So
Oh, thank you.
so it's all
So
good.
I would say, hand on heart, that it was Zumu TV that actually
Yeah.
did so much with Blow Up, because
Yeah.
I was presented with things that challenges that I didn't think that I could do. And then it really was probably that trust the process business, like, because boy, there were times where, even with Blow Up, and of course, very own Balloon World of Dave Brennan came over to New
Yeah.
Zealand and he was an honorary Kiwi for at least 10 weeks.
Yeah.
So, and he would come round and say, "Oh, is this, are you feeling confident about this?" And it's like, "No." And then it was like, right, I'm at the point of no return. I've got to go with it.
Yeah.
And it was probably the most stressful thing I've ever done.
I bet.
And the fact of the matter was, is if anything went wrong, that was when 5 cameras would come in,
Oh,
and you
oh,
would
I can
see it,
imagine. I can
Yeah.
imagine. Yeah.
And the whole thing was saying, don't swear and don't say anything,
All right.
inappropriate. That was me. Don't
Hard to
swear,
do,
don't
I'm
say
sure.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's amazing. I want to
So
circle back. Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, so I have the honor of saying I'm New Zealand's blow up
Yeah.
champion,
It
and
was
it was
amazing.
an amazing experience to be on with such fantastic people, and I was very lucky to have our very own Kiwi, Flossie from Nelson,
Yeah.
who was my teammate,
Are you still
for
friends?
the last yeah.
Okay,
I'm
good.
really, oh my gosh, it's really hard, isn't it? Could you
Yeah.
do this, can you do that? And boy, I set her some tough tasks,
Sure.
but I did have a plan A and a plan B, and I thought,
Yeah.
if I have somebody that's really good that can help me, we'll go with A, or we'll have to go with B. And when
Yeah.
I was told that Flossie was assigned to help me, I was just
I
jumping
remember
for joy.
her. She used to be on my webinars. Yes.
Yes, she's
Yeah. Very
fantastic. And of
nice.
course, and then I got to work aside my bestie, which is Zappo, who's a
The
magician
magician.
by
You told
trade,
me about
full-time
him.
magician.
Hmm.
And he is just gorgeous. So we had so much
So
fun.
you're all
And
still friends after the blow up is over, is that
oh, definitely,
perfect?
definitely. I mean,
Perfect.
it's not often you get to work alongside, for me anyway, because there's
Yeah.
there's not too many of us in New Zealand. So to
Yeah.
actually look and see, work along, and everybody's experiencing the same thing,
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
it was amazing. And we didn't know, we either knew of or knew our fellow contestants. So it made it
Oh,
extra
wow. Okay.
more difficult when they were taken out, I suppose,
Yeah, I bet.
voted off. Yeah. And it
Wow.
it was not a role that I would like to do. I mean,
Right.
seeing Dave, in tears not nice. It
Yeah.
was hard, but I suppose that's what he got paid the big bucks for. So yeah.
Sure, it's tough. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Wow.
it was an amazing experience.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I bet. No, don't be sorry. It's awesome. This is awesome. I want to circle back to your TV show. There was, I remember telling you this. I was doing balloons here in Boston, and somebody was from New Zealand, and they knew you, and they want to know if I knew you. I'm like, yeah, I know her. And then they knew your TV show. They go, she's famous there. I go, I know. So it was before COVID, but it was amazing. So yeah, yeah,
Oh, I tell you one other funny thing. It was Grandma V and
yeah. She'll be a
one of
bling.
the other Hump girls were the last time
The
at
what girls
Bling.
did you call them?
Well, they're called the Hump Day girls, eh?
Oh,
The Wednesday,
yes,
the gorgeous ladies.
yes, the
Um,
Charlotte Angels. Got it.
yeah, yeah. They sent me a photo and they were in the lift and they'd had their balloon gear and these two fellas that were in the lift said, "What are
Yeah,
you ladies up to?" And they said, "Oh, we're at Bling."
yeah,
And they said, "What's that?" And they said, "It's a balloon convention." And they go, "Oh, we know somebody from Dunedin that does
right.
balloons." And they said it was Pip. So they sent me a photo of them like this, and it becomes
It's
a
a small
very,
world.
very small world.
Yes,
Small, small world. Yeah.
yes. Oh, that's brilliant.
Made my day. Absolutely made my day. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I love it. I love it. Wow, that's so awesome, Pip. Anything else you want to add on to your balloon career or anything on that before I ask you the next questions?
Um, I think I've probably taken up more than
No, it's
enough of your
great. I
time.
love it.
Sorry
I love
about
it.
that.
No, don't be sorry. This is what we want. We want people to hear about you and they want to hear about you. And this is like, you know what? I don't know that this doesn't happen too often, but I don't think it does. So it's nice to have the conversation without balloons around. Just talk about stuff and talk about balloons, you know?
Yeah. Um,
It's good.
one one thing that I am proud of that I am doing is that I do
Yeah.
have a little job at the hospital and
Yeah.
often we're told, oh, balloons not allowed in the hospital. Well, I'll be honest, I went in there thinking, well, balloons can be in the hospital, and I haven't been told
Right.
otherwise. So I've actually got a wee bit of a wee contract with a diabetes team
Okay.
that's all about studying diabetes and equipment, and it's a research team. And
Right.
so, whilst children are getting procedures done, I go in and twist balloons.
Oh,
And
that's
I tell you
brilliant.
what, you know, I would honestly say most balloon twisters, and I'm talking twisting side here,
Yeah.
do do that have got into that form of art because of the feedback and the love that
Yeah.
they receive from it. I find that most balloon twisters don't start from a business point of view. It's usually a craft or an addition, and then they give it out, and what they receive back is what lights the fire, so to speak.
Yes.
Um, well, actually, working in the hospital with, with the children that I'm dealing with, it just takes that level way up.
Right.
And I can honestly say there's not, I wouldn't come across that many people, apart from balloon twisters, that would say the job that they do, they love. And so I never forget how privileged I am to actually do a job that I absolutely love and
That's
adore.
right.
And
That's
and
right.
I get back more than even what I put in.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it makes you happy. That's
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
makes you happy.
yeah.
And the fact that you meet fabulous like-minded people. I mean, I've been to magic conventions and then the first time I ever went to a convention um was OzJam, and I met Robbie Furman. I was a bit nervous. And I looked in the door because I hadn't met other balloon twisters before. And I thought, oh gosh, is this the room? And he goes, hello, who are you? And I said, hello, I'm Pip, I'm from New Zealand. He said, come on in, I'm Robbie Furman. And then I thought, oh my gosh, I found my peeps. I found my
Yeah.
people. And it just was like, this, these are who these
Yes.
are my people. Yeah,
Very
yeah.
nice. I love it, Pip. That was amazing. Thank you for sharing all that. That was great. Well, let me ask you these questions too. I know you've been to
Yeah.
Bling Jam before, and we're excited to have you back.
Yes.
It was a few years back. It was your second time. And
Yep.
what will you be teaching at Bling Bling Jam? And why are you excited about the class? You kind of alluded something about Jeff in there. Uh, and what was I going to say? And then why do you think people should come?
Um, well, I've always said that, I mean, each convention has their own uniqueness. And
Yeah.
Bling Bling to me is all about fun, and it's a destination. It's unlike, I mean, Vegas is unlike
Oh
anywhere
yeah.
else in the world.
Yeah.
Um, and the
Especially
type of
Fremont Street.
people, oh, Fremont, oh, it's absolutely magical. And the people that go to Bling Bling are fun, absolutely fun. And I mean, people are there to have a great time, and also everybody's so friendly. It's a super friendly convention. And that's what I'm looking forward to. And I'm looking forward to meeting up with people that I haven't seen for a long time. And yeah, there's nothing like, you can do Zooms, love Zooms, and I'm so thankful that we have Zooms,
Yeah,
but there's nothing like sitting in a jam room and learning off others, and just that face to face talking about things that we come across every day, um, and just networking and learning other people's tips and tricks, that maybe you would forget to put into a class, but it just comes out naturally as you're just jamming along, and just um, learning off others. And I
yeah,
remember when I was teaching in the Netherlands, and Patrick Benderman, my balloon hero, was there, and I went,
yeah. He's
oh,
awesome.
now you put me completely off. I don't know why you're coming to my class. I'm no good, da, 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 da. And he
Oh,
said, he said, the moment that you don't go to a class and refuse to want to learn more is the moment that you give it up. And that's exactly right.
that's
I mean,
thinking. Yeah,
there's people that have only started a couple of years ago that you think, wow, I really like the way they're doing that, or even the way, the techniques, the way that their body flows, the little things that they've little, I think you call them golden nuggets that they pick up, and you think, that's it. I'm going to learn from that.
yeah,
It's just, nothing is like attending a convention in
yeah.
person. Yeah.
You said that so well, Pip. And I so agree with you. There's a lot of people that, nothing wrong with learning on YouTube or nothing wrong with learning whatever.
No.
Like, oh, the cost for me to go. Well, there's a cost, but then what are you going to get out of it? Is it worth it? If you come with an open mind to learn the tidbits and the tricks, and you
Yeah.
put and apply that, and you're around that energy of sharingness, of just even like we're having a conversation, and people like Nick and Natalie and people like Michael Mothy, saying everyone's willing to share other things, business ideas, things like that, because we live a life of abundance and we also want to share those things. But you're right. I mean, I think it costs people more money. And what Patrick said, you said, I believe that's true. When you don't come, you go backwards. You might not think so, but you do. Saying, and it's really, really true. And we don't go to conventions.
Yeah. And I think what you come away, well, this is me personally, when I come away from a convention, I'm really energized and I'm ready
Yeah,
to get back in. And there's
yeah,
people there's people that you come across, like Natalie, for instance, has a whole heap of ballooniverses. So
yeah,
if that's something that you want to get into,
yeah.
you've got that person absolutely trapped there, and ask them.
Hard to duplicate
um,
her, but somehow she did. You
Um,
Yeah,
you've got people like Michael and Margaret, and they do a lot of the you call it
university. Yes,
university gigs. How do you get into that? Could you get into that in your area? You've got
exactly.
Nick that's doing a lot of, and he's the first to say
Shows.
his
Yeah,
balloons are not,
yeah. They don't have to
he's,
be.
he's they don't have to be.
Yeah,
So these are the things that a lot of people, are saying, no, I don't need to do 23 frumple twists and, flip
right.
flop forces to create a really fantastic living,
Yeah,
and these are the things that you often find out. You could attend all the classes at a convention and be
Yeah,
absolutely thrilled with what you've got, but it might be just those additional things that you pick up in the jam room or going out for dinner or
the
at
relationships
breakfast
of it.
time
Yeah,
that, yes, that you suddenly think, okay, that's the direction I want to go
yeah,
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
So well said. Tell us about your class a little bit more. You can know.
So I've come up with a couple of new concepts, and I've got my bugaloons
Yeah,
and my hugger bubbles, and I'm just doing one class at Bling, which I can't wait.
yeah.
So I'm incorporating designs for
And you'll be
both of
jamming
those.
too. Yes.
What's that? Sorry.
You'll be jamming in the jam room too. Yeah.
Oh, definitely,
Yeah, yeah,
definitely. So
yeah.
my hugger bubbles are for those designs that hold on. So I do a lot of my events, of course, being in a very in a country where we're doing a lot of things outside, farming, that sort of things.
Okay.
You know, giving a balloon for a child that to hold can be just a nightmare. You know, it's down on the so a lot of my designs are either, you know, on your wrist or on a
Wearables.
twirl, that sort of
Yeah.
thing that they can wearables. And these designs are specifically for wearable designs,
Oh,
and
great.
these are great designs, and they're going to be big. Oh, listen to me talking about, they're great
Oh,
designs. Of
I
course I'm going
believe
to say
you.
that, talking it up.
Yeah,
But
you
these
should.
designs are great for birthday parties
Yeah.
and for events like that. My bugaloons are fantastic for line work, and the way I teach is that I'll always teach add-ons to take it up to that next level, so that you're not having to think of 23 different designs you know, for a ladybird, for instance. You can
Yeah.
take that original concept and just keep adding to it and
Oh,
adding
neat.
more
Very
is
neat.
the
Oh, can't
idea.
wait. Can't wait. Oh, that sounds
Gosh, I sound so full of myself, aren't I?
yeah. So I'm sure you're looking forward to seeing what other people come up with from those, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm so, you know, that's where you learn. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got Darren, of course. I always love
Oh,
his
yeah.
you know, his designs, and I'm definitely, because the first time I ever, embarrassingly enough, the first time I ever built a dress or created a dress was on Blow Up, and it
Wow.
was my twin, the lovely Debbie,
Yeah.
whose recipe or instructions that I had in my mind
Yeah.
um, to use, and she's a fantastic teacher, and
She
I
is.
mean, dresses are spectacular, and so that is one class, one of the many, but it's definitely one class I've got to
Oh,
go and
yeah.
see is the dresses. So
Yeah.
I mean, everybody, and also the decor. It's funny because you see, when you
We
don't
have good
actually,
decor.
yeah, yeah. So I dabble a wee bit. So if I can get a chance to, you know, I mean, that's what I like to do even on the setup, is just put me towards you know, twisting balloons, because I'm looking out to see, well, what are we going to create with this? And you know, it's a part of the art that I'm not as familiar with. So, you know, going there and just, you know, even helping with the setups and those sort of things, you learn a ton.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely you do. Definitely. Good point. I love it, Pip. Well, it's going to be exciting to see you, and it's been a while, and it sounds like
Yeah,
fabulous, and it's going to be a really good Bling Bling Jam, our 10-year anniversary. I can't believe it. And
I
you know,
know.
you were at year number 3 when you came.
At 3,
Oh,
I was
so it's
still
been
in the
7 years.
infancy.
Yeah, it's been 7 years. So this is
Wow.
exciting. And no, it's gonna be great. Anything else that we forgot to say that you want to add on about anything, or any last comments? I don't know. We
Yes.
said it all.
Oh my gosh, you know, it's going to be hard for me to keep the class down to just an hour, I know. But I've,
You can take it to the jam room too afterwards, which people do.
yeah,
Not a
yeah, that's
problem.
what I thought.
Yeah.
If we run out of time, we can always hit it in the jam room. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely,
And all the teachers
definitely.
will be taking turns in the jam room on Sunday or something. Debbie has a schedule of stuff. It's gonna be fun though. So for everybody. which is going to be
Oh,
great.
I just can't wait because it's winter time here too.
Yeah, you were
So
saying that. You'll
I know.
get ready for the summertime. Beyond, it's beyond hot, very
Yeah,
hot.
yeah.
So there's, just
I
so
mean,
you
I've
know, there's a
I'm
pool on the top deck, whether you're staying on either side and you have access to it. And then there's which is nice. So yeah,
wow.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It'd be just. I just can't wait. I'm just so looking forward to it. It's going to be so much fun,
definitely.
and I just can't. I can't wait to see the faces that I love and to meet new ones.
Yes. And we're looking forward to seeing you too. That's gonna be great. Awesome, awesome. Well, with that said, I think that's it, everybody. Thank you so much. Please, put thumbs up for Pip and show her some love and comment. She'll love to see that. We would too. Feedback is great. Like I said, the station's new. We're just trying to, I wanted to introduce teachers and we'll get to know them. And I'm going to have more content coming in here as well. So, stay tuned. And this will be airing on Tuesday, July 2nd at 1 p.m. East Coast time, USA. Depending on where you're around the world. Pip and I had a real trip figuring that out today about our time difference when we did. Well, that's another story. But it's all good. So you can look it up, and it does give you the information online as to what the right times are. But with that said, I will see everybody soon on the next interview. And thank you so much. Thank you, Pip. We'll talk to you soon. Bye,
See
everybody.
ya. Bye.